everybody, and thanks for joining Stamp with Tracy for today's Well Wednesday. Today we're going to be working with the Hello Ladybug punch as well as the Hello Ladybug stamp set. Now this you can find in the current January to June mini catalog. And you can find that on page 20. And if you're interested in getting this, if you like what you see here today and you want to get it, I would suggest ordering it now because it is being carried over to, it is currently in the annual catalog. It was carried over. But if you order it using the bundle, you are actually saving a great price because they're not bundled together in the new catalog, and the punch did increase by $1. Our punches did go up $1. So you could order the bundle for $32.25 and get this great Ladybug set as well as the awesome punch that goes along with it. So again, that is on page 20, and that's item number 157699 for the bundle, and you'll save yourself 10% plus an additional $1 because the punch did go up in the current new annual catalog. So here is the punch, and we're going to be using it today a few different ways. Several different pieces of the Hello Ladybug. I absolutely love this. I love this saying, "You can bug me anytime." I think that's so cute. And I'm also going to be using the new stylish shape dies. And these are in the new current catalog. And you can see that they are the ones that have the little, it makes the little holes all the way around the outside. And I'm using the two larger circles. So we're going to start out with stamping on my circle that I did with my stylish shapes dies. And I'm going to be using the Parakeet Party, which is a green I absolutely love from the new In Colors. And I'm going to put this beautiful leaf from the Ladybugs on there. Okay, so where we have that stamped again with the Parakeet Party, just love that green. And then I already did go ahead and stamp with the Sweet Sorbet, which again is another new In Color. And I'm going to use my Ladybug punch. I stamped with the stamp that has the little Ladybug leaves with the little holes in them. And I've stamped a few of these, and I'll show you why. We're going to do something different. So I stamped around the edges of my paper so that I could get 3 easily out of this piece of scrap Whisper White that I have. So I'm just punching out 3 of those. Okay, this one I did do a little on one corner where I'm going to have to now cut the excess. I should have put that down on the other side, but you know what I'm doing here. So we're just cutting out another one of those. So now we have 3 of the Ladybug wings. And first I'm going to go ahead and assemble my Ladybug. So I have my Ladybug that I punched out, basic black. And I'm just going to go ahead and add my set of little wings by using my Stampin' Seal. You line those up right up around where the body and the head meet together. And we have our Ladybug. Okay. And then I wanted to show you something else that I decided to do. I saw this idea from Rose, and I can't remember her last name. I'm drawing a blank. Rose Packer, I believe it is. But I made this by hand, and this is just me drawing a little body of a butterfly. And I'm sure that there's a stamp somewhere or a punch somewhere that would have worked for that. But what I chose to do is just go ahead and draw it. And I'm going to take and put just a little tiny bit of glue And I think I'll bring in a piece of scrap paper here. And I'm just going to put the body in the center. Add my little ladybug wings. And instead of a ladybug, we're going to make a butterfly. So again, I saw this from Rose Packer, I believe was her name. She's another demonstrator where I got that online. And I know that there is most likely a body to a butterfly somewhere. But I was fine just going ahead and putting it on this way. And then we're going to take him off of my little scrap paper. Let that dry for a minute. So we have a little butterfly that's made out of the ladybug wings, which I thought was such a cute idea. And now we're going to go ahead and add my leaf. And that is on basic white. And then I cut out the other piece with pale papaya, which is an in color. That this is the last year for that in color. And I also punched out a whole bunch of daisies. Now I am going to take and glue my daisies down onto my cardstock. Some of them are going to be coming off the paper. Some of them will be on there completely. Just randomly putting my daisies on here. And these were punched out with the medium daisy punch, which is still available in the current catalog. And this is going to cover a big part of it right here. So there's no sense putting things underneath of it. But I'm just using my glue in case I decide I want to shift them around any before they're completely dry. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and I'll just cut right along the edges of my cardstock. And this is a piece of basic white that's cut just 1/4 of an inch smaller than my card base. So my card base is 5.5 by 8.5. So this is 5.25 by 4. And again, I'm just cutting off the excess edges of my daisies. And I'm sure you all remember that we're still doing our last chance product because the catalog, the January to June catalog, that's expiring, retiring. And a lot of those items were at 50% off. If you didn't get a chance to check out the video I did, the Facebook Live that I did with that, showing you all of the items and the new prices if they were discounted and what was a better deal to buy as a bundle and what was a better deal to buy as separately because they're on sale. A lot of the dies that are on sale at 50%, and I showed a lot of dies that were on sale that you basically didn't need to buy the stamps to go with it. You could have used the dies just on their own. So I'm going to add some dimensionals here so that this little piece pops up for us. And just add that. Let's make our leaf going. There I am off the edges again. Sorry about that. And then we'll add, again with dimensionals. I am going to put the dimensionals on the two leaves, the two wings off to the side, and then the other I will glue. Because that's already popping up. Back in the screen here. And we'll put that right there. And then we have our ladybug. And again, I'll use one dimensional off to the side here. And the rest will be glue because it's already raised on that circle. And I didn't put a sentiment on there. I'm thinking we will probably decide on what type of sentiment we would like. If we want a birthday or something like that, the winner can decide what they'd like to add to that. But I just absolutely love that little idea of making a butterfly out of those ladybug wings. I hope you enjoyed that too. And then I wanted to show you another card that I made that I absolutely fell in love with when I saw it. It was created by fellow demonstrator Terry Gain. And she turned her ladybug into a bumblebee, which I thought was so cute. So this was a really exciting fold. I love this. This was 5.5 by 11 piece of black cardstock. And then you scored it at 1 1/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7 inches. And then folded the mountains and the valleys, basically every other one. And it created this really cute little card. So on here, this is the new gingham embossing folder, which I absolutely love. And of course, it would have been fantastic to do with the honeycomb folder, but I don't have that. And when I was creating this bee, I thought, well, that would have been great to have there. But I love this gingham embossing folder, and I think it turned out just great. So this piece here was 5 1/4 by 4 of the pale papaya. And then there was a little piece here that I believe this was 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and the black was 2.5 by 2.5. I do have a copy of a PDF for this. If anybody is interested in it, I would be more than happy to share that with you. And again, this is using the ladybug punch. And basically what I did here is punched out the ladybug in black. Then I punched out the ladybug again in pale papaya and cut off its head. Just took 1/4 inch black strips, glued that down on the pale papaya ladybug. Again, cut off where the edges came out. Took a piece of vellum cardstock, made a fold in it. Let me see if I can try and do that for you, if I can find that vellum. Here's the vellum. So I just made a fold in the vellum, okay? And then you take and go in, but don't cut at the fold. Can you see how I'm not all the way in there? Because I don't want to disconnect it. I want it to stay with the fold behind it. So I punch that, and now I have the fold there. So I take and I cut off that much of it. Then I took a little bit of my glue and slid this onto the ladybug. Let me see if I can punch that out real quick and show you how I did that as well. That's not a perfect ladybug, but it'll work for the purpose of this. So I cut off the ladybug's head when I did it in the pale papaya, added a little bit of glue. That's why you wanted that fold there. Does that make sense? And I did trim them down just a little bit. I don't really know if you need to, but you can see how they're a little bit smaller than the actual wings were. But I just love how that turned out. I think it makes a very cute bumblebee. So don't forget to like and comment on today's Well Wednesday, so you have a chance to win these beautiful 2 cards. And if you'd like to place an order, I'd appreciate it if you use my June host code. And if you're interested in getting this Ladybug bundle, again, you want to order that before June 30th, and you want to make sure you use the bundle number that is in the January to June mini catalog that's expiring at the end of the month. So you'll get 10% off the combined price, plus you're actually saving an additional $1 because the punch, when you buy them separately in the new catalog, is $19 instead of $18. So thanks again for joining me, everyone. Don't forget to like and comment, and happy stamping. Bye-bye.